Thanks, Wayne. In today's Parenting in Action, we all like to think our kids are the brightest and best, but those pesky report cards don't always reflect that. And if little Johnny's having trouble reading, writing, or doing his arithmetic, it might be time to call in some professional help. Let's face it, parents don't always have the time or, frankly, the knowledge, in my case, to deal with some of these classes, and teachers can't usually take the time to help a student individually, and that's when a tutor can help. If your child is bringing home bad grades, gets frustrated with homework and school, self-esteem might be starting to slip, or, as in our case, the college he wants to attend requires these high grades, these are just a few of the signs that your child might benefit from the right tutor. Angela Ardolino, now the publisher of Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine, joins us to talk a little more about this. Thank you for joining us. Let's go over again some of the signs. We touched on a few of them here, some of the signs that your kid might benefit from a tutor. Well,
before the bad grades come home, it's really important to start focusing on whether they are saying they don't like going to school, or they hate math class, or they don't like reading. That's usually a sign that they don't understand something.
And by the time the grades come in, it might be a little too late.
It might be too late. You don't want to get it to that point, because it could be third grade when they're learning multiplication, that once they get into fourth grade, they don't understand the basics. They're not going to be able to get division and the other types of things. So it's really important for them to understand the basics right when they're taught, and if they're not, to get them some individual help.
Really important that kids get that message early, that especially subjects like math, it is a building process.
That's right. If it takes them over,
can't go anywhere without that foundation.
It does. It becomes an overwhelming. I mean, I even know as a child myself, not having a good teacher early on in elementary school just meant I hate math my whole entire school career, and that happens a lot with kids. So it's really important. If they start not liking that certain subject and they don't understand it, usually a tutor is a great way to nip that in the bud and make sure it doesn't continue.
If a parent's a little uneasy about getting a tutor, let's explain some of the benefits.
There's so many benefits. One, for instance, is the one-on-one work. There's a tutor working alone with your child, and a child usually works better with someone they don't know instead of your family member or you yourself trying to help them. That's really beneficial. A lot of times schools will have programs after school that they can go to, and there's also programs like Club Z Tutoring actually comes to your home, so the children are comfortable in their home working environment where they usually do homework. A tutor comes. And I know we're coming to the close of the school year, and summer is a perfect time to get caught up. There's wonderful programs that I know the Rice Psychology Group and Brain Balance Centers that take children and figure out why they're not comprehending something, not just try to teach them. They really look into what the problem really is.
How do you find the right tutor?
Do your research. Ask your friends, look at resources, ask your teachers, ask the school, and then once you do find someone, still go visit them with the child to make sure that the child and the tutor have a good chemistry and like each other.
Yeah, we did a lot of that, a lot of word of mouth advice in terms of picking out a tutor, and there isn't so much a stigma anymore. As I said, almost every parent I know has used a tutor at one point for their kids.
There's no bad thing about a tutor. Even if they're not even to the point of struggling, they just don't completely understand it, or they want to exceed. Even if your child is bored, they could just be bored with the subject, so maybe they need even more advanced problems to work on. A tutor, if you can do it, is always wonderful.
Great advice. Thanks, Angela. And of course, you'll be back next week. Difficult subject next week, talking to kids about divorce.
That's right.
Now, if you missed any of these points you want to share with other parents, just go to our website, abcactionnews.com. You can find helpful information on a variety of parenting issues at the Tampa Bay Parenting website as well, tvparenting.com.